The migratory birds from the BJP are coming here and making speeches, interestingly in a language which people don't understand. On one side, you have Modi guarantee, everything will happen by 2047. I don't think Trinamool is beatable in Bengal for a while. So corruption, BJP should be the last people to talk about corruption. BJP should be the last people to talk about women's issues. And BJP should be the last person today to talk about media freedom.
Tell us, you've watched the campaign, you've been following it. What is currently the biggest issue in this election that's affecting the minds of the average voter, men and women separately?
Well, Bengal, as usual, the migratory birds from the BJP are coming here and making speeches. Interestingly, in a language which people don't understand because 95% of the speeches are not in Bengali. But the big issues are, one, the schemes which have been on the ground for the last 10 years, including what we call the doorstep delivery scheme, which is Duare Sarkar. So the government comes to your doorstep. So this is one. Of these schemes, anyone would tell you that Lokhi Bhandar, which is the women outreach scheme, or the health card, or the student card. So the schemes are on the ground. So that's number one. Second is that we've been challenging the Prime Minister, who we've now rechristened the 420 guarantee Modi. We've been challenging him. And the time you lost the 2021 Bengal Assembly, you got a few dozen seats, have you given 1 rupee to Bengal on Manrega? The answer is no. Have you given 1 rupee to Bengal on Awas Yojana? And the answer is no. Because you didn't give the money, the West Bengal government announced that they are doing the direct benefit transfer, which the government has now done. So this is the basic, these are the basic issues. On one side, you have Modi guarantee, everything will happen by 2047, and this is not only for Bengal. And then the other one is that we've delivered these guarantees. Are we perfect? No, we're not perfect. Can we improve? Of course we will improve. So this is the basic story.
Okay. I want to ask you a million questions on just that. And most important, I think, for all of us to someday know is, where's the money coming from? I mean, it's amazing that Mamata Banerjee is helping out with homes, with Manrega wages and everything, but where's the money coming from? But I'd rather ask you the other question, and that is something everybody talks about when Mamata Banerjee is talked about, and that is women power. Specifically, thanks to Lokhi Bhandar and so on, how many more women vote for Mamata Banerjee than other parties? Could you just give us that?
Obviously, the money is coming from somewhere. Look at Lokhi Bhandar, for example, 36,000 crores, 2 crore 15,000 women. The money is coming from, and this is where the fiscal terrorism is happening. You help me support a bill in Parliament, I will release funds. You help me do this, you help me you support the Election Commission bill where you drop the Chief Justice and we'll do some deals. So we're not here to do deals. And today it's not only Bengal. The same thing could happen to Tamil Nadu. The same thing could happen to so many other states. So this goes against the basic structure of the constitution. Double engine is unconstitutional. Especially to if Bengal is facing this, then you can imagine what a small state like Meghalaya is facing. So this fiscal federal terrorism which they are indulging in, I think this is the big fight, and all the India parties are on the same page. You spoke about Lokhi Bhandar. It's beyond Lokhi Bhandar. It's also decency. It's also, women in the sense that, see some of the language which these candidates have used for these elections. It's really, really bad. And I think if you look back on the 2021 assembly elections, catcalling Mamata Banerjee, we could have got maybe 185, 190 seats. You take her on and lost another 25 seats. Who's running this campaign in Bengal? Let it be very clear. There's no local BJP leader. The campaign is run by Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. So they're the face.
But tell me all this about center or union versus state government
Yes.
and finances. Is that a thing that people understand when you go to campaign? Is that a campaign issue like that? I mean, most people would not be able to understand what the difference is and
Okay,
what.
so that's a good question. So let me give you the answer with Manrega on the ground. Approximately, give or take 5-10%, approximately 60 to 65 recipients did not get, this is by an act of parliament, did not receive their money. So in every constituency, there were 65,000 of these. When the money goes into the bank account, it becomes the union is depriving the state. So this is the reality. That's why the money had to be transferred. We are fighting this in parliament. We are fighting this outside parliament. So this is an issue, and this is actually where you get into a kind of a sub-regionalism. It's a these are the same people. I mean, you can't come to Bengal and call Balurghat the constituency. You can't refer to it as Belurghat. People will laugh at you. You can't come and say Rabindranath Tagore was born in Shantiniketan. You can't do these things. You can't come, your BJP workers with flags go and break Vidyashakar's statue. You put up a plaque at Shantiniketan, and there you have the Prime Minister's name. There's no mention of Rabindranath Tagore. So I think this is where, I'm not complaining, this is where BJP are missing the plot. They made some claims in 2021, 200 par. They got 70 seats. So I don't think Trinamool in a long time in Bengal, and I'm not one of those pompous braggarts, I don't think Trinamool is beatable in Bengal for a while. Not certainly.
But what are your weaknesses that you worry a bit about in this election and that you need to address? Sandesh Kali.
Sandesh Kali has, this is not a weakness, this is the strength. Sandesh Kali has hurt BJP because they concocted. I'm glad you asked me about Sandesh Kali, and I'll take a little time to explain. This is a party, this is a chairperson who through struggle, the movements came from Singur and Nandigram. Serious. Singur and Nandigram were organic movements which later had a political backing, in the Trinamool. Mamata Di took that up. Sandesh Kali was not an organic movement, as the videos have shown. Kudos to the digital media who put this out. It was a concocted, the entire thing has been concocted. That has been exposed. They don't talk about Sandesh Kali anymore, BJP. And the proof of all this will come on the 4th of June. I will say on record on your program, there are 42 seats in Bengal. Sandesh Kali is part of the Boshirhat constituency. Eventually, it's people who vote. I'll be very disappointed if we win that seat by less than 2 lakh votes. 2 lakh, I'll be disappointed. So that's a concocted. What is happening today is all, concocted. Even, it's been shown. I mean, the entire thing has been, they've been exposed on Sandesh Kali, but this is the same BJP of Brij Bhushan Singh, who given his son a ticket. This is the same BJP who don't allow discussions on parliament. So what is women, wrong person, woman, wrong person, and wrong narrative for Bengal for BJP.
So, no, what are your other weaknesses? Sandesh Kali was just a...
Sandesh Kali was not a weakness. I think Sandesh Kali is also a strength. Trinamool, when something, and that's why I said we are not perfect, what do we do? With Brij Bhushan Singh, you give his son a ticket. What did we do with our person? We called a press conference and sacked him for 6 years without even giving him a chance to defend himself. Now I'm not suggesting something, but maybe we should have checked out, because the entire thing has been concocted. So the other weakness is, of course, that is certainly a weakness. The BJP have literally captured the amplification devices. I'm not only calling it the legacy media. So we can do much better when it comes to amplification of the work we've done. Number one. Our second weakness, if I were to use the word weakness, is that we haven't managed to convince the larger opposition party in that we've tried our best, we know, but we couldn't convince them that they were going wrong on taking the India alliance forward the way they were doing. And I don't want to say any negative against the Indian National Congress, because we believe the problem was with the Adhir Ranjan Congress. And fingers crossed, if he loses his seat, India will do better, as in the alliance INDIA will do better.
I'd love to talk more about the alliance, but there's one question I have to ask when it comes to weaknesses. One of the issues that you cannot avoid reference to is corruption. You have 2 ministers in jail. One of them has been removed from the party, but you do have 2 ministers in jail.
Yeah.
Investigations going on into a dozen issues, and there is job recruitment.
Right.
And that is...
So let's talk about corruption. What action does the party take? Let's compare 2 parties. What action does the party take? One senior minister with a senior position in the party expelled for 6 years. What is the second? And removed from the cabinet and the party. The second one, same. If you're talking to me about corruption, then let me ask you a few questions about corruption. What about Praful Patel? What about Ashok Chavan? And I call the names out. There's no pussyfooting here. What about Ashok Chavan? What about Hemant Biswa Sharma? And I can carry on, with names after names after names. So there are parties who take action, and then there is this BJP, BJP washing machine. And I think washing machine, we keep using this term. It's a very light term. This is something a lot more serious. And I think the BJP is the world's most corrupt political party. Even when it comes to, you didn't ask me, but I'm telling you, electoral bond. We got 1,200, 1,300 crores on electoral bond. Good. Did we use, the problem is not getting the money from electoral bond. Did we use agencies like the ED, like the CBI to arm twist and then extract the money?
But will this issue of corruption impact your chances?
We take action on corruption. When the party gets to know, there is action on corruption. The more dangerous is that there may have been, and I'm bringing it back to Sandesh Kali, there may have been certain inappropriate land issues there. We will address it. But how pathetic to try and convert that into a woman issue. And they got caught. So corruption, BJP should be the last people to talk about corruption. BJP should be the last people to talk about women's issues. And BJP should be the last person today to talk about media freedom.
Coming to the election that's going on just now, we're halfway through, slightly more than halfway through. In the voting that has taken place here, you're about 2%, 3% down from last time's turnout. Is that going to impact you more, or is it going to impact the BJP more? And secondly, with the rise of the CPM, is that going to hurt you or benefit you?
It's a couple of interesting phrases you've used. With the rise of the CPM, I never mean to look down or, speak about any political party with disdain. That's not nice. But I think the CPM, the interesting answer to your question is the rise. Here, the CPM, the Congress, who are an official alliance, have a third alliance partner. And that is the BJP. And this is the reality of the politics in Bengal. The Congress, the CPM, I'm not for a moment suggesting that there's some central deal. No, I'm not suggesting that. But at the local level, if you look at the voting in a couple of constituencies, then you'll see how I think even the people of Bengal have realized that. So that's why they will probably vote tactically. But there's an arrangement on the ground between these three parties here. That's for sure. That's for sure. But who is the opponent? Who is the big boy?
But in the panchayat elections, the BJP lost support and these people gained support. So they took votes away from the BJP.
I am not a psephologist, so I don't know. I am not a psephologist, but eventually when you're fighting 42 seats, you have to first try and win one seat. the little I know of things on the ground, the Communist Party of India, Marxist, cannot win a seat. Okay? The Congress, if they're very lucky, they may win one seat. And by the way, most interesting of all this is in 2021, but people forget. In 2021, there was an alliance. We fought 294 seats alone versus both BJP and CPM, Congress together. Congress, CPM got zero. Like zero. So this election will also establish that which Mamata has established earlier, but I will re-establish why she set up this party in 1998. This is the only party which can keep the BJP out of Bengal. Because otherwise everybody is at the ground level. I'm not for a moment suggesting that Congress is doing some deal with BJP in Delhi. No, not at all. But at the local level, all this is happening.
What about the turnout? Does that matter? Does it hurt you?
No, I don't. I think the turnout has been pretty good. We are organized on the ground. We get people out to come to vote. I don't think we need to look into those turnout numbers. I think we will do very well. But this is not the Trinamool style. Certainly not Mamata Di and Abhishek style to start talking about big numbers. We'll do this, we'll do that. No, I think we'll respect. We want people to come out and speak because we really believe we've touched lives. And we are not a political party only to deliver retail benefits. Okay, we'll give you a cycle. We'll put 1,000 rupees into your account. When you die, we'll give you money. Farmers will get something. We are beyond that. We are not just a delivery of retail. We deliver retail services. We're not a retail services party only. We have an ideology and a strong one. We call out Universal Civil Code. We call out our views on Citizenship Amendment Act. Our dissent note in Parliament, I think it was us and I think it was CPM and nobody else. We actually, in our dissent note, mentioned Bengali Hindus and how they were most deprived of this Citizenship Amendment Act. We still say, publicly we've said, you want to go ahead with it. It seems a controversial statement, but it's not. You want to go ahead with Citizenship Amendment Act? Okay. Will you bring an act saying you won't do an NRC? So it's ideology. It's not only delivering of retail services. Our Durga Puja here, nobody talks about Durga Puja. Modi and Shah come and says they don't allow you to do puja. This is like, who will believe? In fact, now the other side of the joke is that we're taking a 10-day holiday. It's become a United Nations festival, this whole Durga Puja, Saraswati Puja, Christmas. You can still go to any restaurant in Calcutta and have your choice of meat. And you can have vegetarian also. I think one of the best speeches Mamata Di made in this election was she invited Modi for lunch or dinner at home. And she also said that she'll cook for you. But it's a lot more serious than this. And I don't think at the all India level, we can do this on our own. We need to all be together because this, I know you'll have asked me lots of questions. You haven't asked me about Parliament, but I can tell you, Parliament is a dangerous place to be. Somebody like me, and I think I'm pretty confident and I'm quite outspoken. But in Parliament, when I go every morning, you know, Dr. Roy, I sometimes feel intimidated. Yes.
By?
By the brute slogans. The national anthem finishes. Jayo he, Jayo he, Jaya he, Jaya 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 Jayo he. Anthem, you can say Jai Hind. Slogans are after the national anthem. It's intimidating. Imagine me saying this. It is intimidating. The opposition haven't had a notice accepted for a discussion since 2016 in the Parliament of India. What are we talking about? Something happened here. Not a notice accepted in 2016. The Prime Minister hasn't answered a question on the floor of Parliament. UPA time, before that, Vajpayee time, 6 out of 10 bills were scrutinized by parliamentary committees. 6 out of 10. That number is down to 1. It's not parliament, it's the Gujarat Gymkhana.
Last question. BJP has so far historically benefited from a split in the Muslim vote. Is that going to happen again? A divided opposition, votes divided between opposition parties helps the BJP.
See, BJP, if you look at this Modi guarantee, 420 guarantee as he's being called in Bengal, what is the level of this campaign? To where have we reached? I mean, it's, all this split in the vote and what are we talking about? Are we talking about price rise? Are we talking about jobs? Are we talking about inflation? Are we talking about 16 lakh crores you've written off? Nothing against the corporates. 16 lakh crores you've gone and written off. Out of that 16 lakh crores, how much have we written off for MSMEs? That's my concern because my Bengal is the number 1, number 2 in MSME. These are the big issues.
Just talking to people, they say that, that all your benefits are actually going to Muslims. How do you respond to that?
That is what I said. You asked me what is the weakness of, what is our weakness? Our weakness is to fight the WhatsApp university. Our weakness is to fight the fake propaganda. Our weakness is to fight the Goebbelsian, you repeat a lie. Is this fake, benefits are going to one community, benefits are going to not going to another community. This is Bengal. And you don't need to look too far away for stories. My own story is good enough for me. I come from a Christian family who grew up in a Hindu neighborhood on a street named after a Muslim. This is Bengal, this is Calcutta, and BJP, fake or no fake, they will never beat us in Bengal.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roy.